Hello and welcome to the Wrestling Corner, episode 23, head-to-head version 2. So it's the same again. It's American Bash versus Fyter Fest Day 2. As always, I'm joined by Simon. How are you today?
Doing all right, yeah.
There we go.
We've watched the same episode of Raw 5 weeks in a row, but
Yeah, it didn't feel as different, but we've got Extreme Rules on Sunday, which looking forward to. It's going to be a very different show. I think there's three guaranteed stip matches, then possibly another one. We'll come on to that after all the main shows. But we'll just go straight into it, as always, with AEW Dynamite. So the show opened up with Private Party versus the tag team champions Kenny and Hangman. So Private Party beat Santana Ortiz last week to earn a shot. I'm pretty confident Matt Hardy was with the Private Party like he's always been, right?
yeah, Matt Hardy was there.
Well, I'll let you talk through this match because you probably watched it more in depth.
I watched it a day late and I still can't remember much. Right, so Fyter Fest, where are we? Omega, right? Yeah. It was all right. It was just one big high spot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure anyone really bought into Omega and Page winning. Not Omega and Page, sorry, Private Party. It was fine. I think there were a couple of good near falls, and then last call for the win went about 10 minutes.
Probably how it should be. I think there's one problem with this tag team. I can't see any team beating them. Even Young Bucks, FTR, Butcher and the Blade, Lucha Brothers, guys who have been on the show this week and last. For some reason, I don't see them beating them. I don't know who I see. I only see them losing belts.
They'll lose as a result of a miscommunication.
Yeah, because for once, I haven't watched any Being the Elites in a couple of weeks. I need to do a proper catch up. I might do it later on. So I don't know any other things that have been going on.
Yeah.
But from the thumbnails and stuff, I just see Hangman Page sort of just sat there, like with them, being buddy. So who knows? But you're gonna need the crowd for a Hangman Page turn, but you never know when you're gonna get crowds. Is the problem?
Yeah. How long can you hold it off for? I think WWE have got the same issue with Bayley and Sasha Banks.
Mm-hmm. Do you break them up at SummerSlam where you're gonna have no audience, or do you just keep it for another year of them two being annoying? And so, yeah. It's a tough thing to answer.
I don't know what you do.
No. After this, we did have the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer, versus Bad Boy Joey Janela. So it's that stem from last week, sort of them getting at each other. And sort of Archer came out holding Sonny Kiss. So after sort of decimating angry Joey Janela, because Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss are mates. I think they're a tag team as well, like they've been doing on Dark. And do you want to talk through the match?
Yeah, it was. I can't say I was paying too much attention just because I'm not particularly invested in either guy. Joey Janela got a lot more in than I thought he was going to get.
Which I think is good because I think Joey Janela is a big name in terms of a different audience. He's very a hardcore kind of audience, isn't he? And I think, I suppose, give him. I think because I knew who Joey Janela was before he signed. I knew who Lance Archer was, but not because I only knew him from New Japan. I knew because of Joey Janela because he goes viral, and I suppose sometimes you need them viral guys. Obviously, Archer picked up the win, which is correct.
I think I maybe wasn't as bothered because I don't know where Lance Archer goes.
Yeah, I think that was the issue when he
lost.
What
does he do?
Yeah, he can easily transfer Cody's belt and he could win it, but then everything feels quite irrelevant. That whole feud and everything. I could see him being a new challenger for Moxley, but again, if Brian Cage wins, I don't see that. And I don't think Moxley would lose the belt to Lance Archer. He's stuck in limbo.
I'm just not sure how credible it is after getting beat by Cody in his first big match.
I think he needs to.
He's got Bray Wyatt sort of syndrome in the Rusev. Like once you lose that first big match, I'm not sure you can ever really recover.
Yeah. Also, well wishes to Rusev and Lana's families. They've all got COVID.
Yeah, it's a bit grim. Obviously, it's not the most important thing that's going on. But do you think this has affected the chances of Miro turning up at Slammiversary?
Yes. No, if it was pre-recorded, yes.
Right. I don't know if it's live or not. But...
I always thought it was going to be EC3 anyway. It's either
Well,
going to be EC3 or Carl Anderson, because I know.
I think EC3 is going to be the mystery man, but I think they're going to have quite a few of them show up.
Well, did you see Jimmy Jacobs and another guy? It was like a Zoom call, and they put it on their Twitter, and Jimmy Jacobs was talking. This other guy goes, and he swats his shoulder. And he goes, "There's so many mosquitoes. I need a machine gun to take out all these." And Jimmy Jacobs just looks at him and he goes, "Yeah, carry on, Jimmy." Obviously, machine gun,
Yeah.
Carl Anderson. Them two report the sound with TNA, and they're allowed to wrestle in New Japan. Yeah. You know what? It's probably a good decision.
Sorry?
I'll say it's probably a good decision for them signing for TNA. Because I think maybe with AEW don't have that relationship with New Japan yet. So
there's just too many tag teams in AEW.
Yeah. Also, there's more New Japan news. Evil is with Bullet Club now. I don't know if you keep up with New Japan. So Evil was part of. Okay, let me get this correct. Was he part of LIJ or was he part of K? I think part of LIJ.
I think LIJ from what I hear and read.
Yeah, and it was
LIJ.
It was a final of a tournament this weekend, and Evil picks up the win, and then Tanahashi comes out, and they go to shake hands because that's his new challenger, and Evil throws up the Bullet Club sign, attacks him, and then Yujiro Takahashi, Jado, who else came out? Two others. Really skinny guy, really ripped guy who's scary. Oh, what's he called? He were in TNA. No, he weren't. Oh, have I forgot his... Hold up, I'm going to have to load it up. He's good. He came up, like, he debuted for Bullet Club as, like, the Bone.
I have no idea.
When I say his name, it'll come thing. Obviously, you got Jay White's the leader. Hold up. I'm just going to scroll down. It's going to really bother me. Part-time members we don't want. We want former current members. Tajiri Ishimori. That's who it was.
All right.
I'm pretty confident we're in Impact in 2017 to 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with New Japan is there's just so much wrestling, and there's only so much you can consume.
So many companies.
New Japan doesn't feature that highly.
But yes, who were it? Was Evil, Jado, Gedo, I can't remember how you say it, and Kenta, and Yujiro Takahashi all came out and sort of, because New Japan are actually still running shows now. I think there's a crowd as well. Obviously, Japan have sort of slowed it down a little. So yeah, fair play to thingy. I've also just seen. Sorry, I'm just going through former members. Apparently, Adam Cole left him. Oh, it's when they joined. Never mind, Sam. But we'll go back to AEW. I got a bit distracted. We talked about last night. Darby Allin was practicing coffin drops at Travis Pastrana's ranch.
Who's that?
He's a
stunt man. Another big, important, famous person that I'm.
Yeah, he's like an X Games stunt guy.
Right. Okay.
I'm guessing.
It looked fun. It looked fun. I'd love to do a coffin drop in that massive foam pool.
Oh yeah. It's like the story with Darby, sort of, he's not being allowed to wrestle, so he's doing all this stuff. He's doing like skateboarding with Tony Hawk. He's doing this with Travis Pastrana. I don't know.
So it's him on TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tony Schiavone interviewed Brian Cage and Taz. I'll let you talk through this. So I don't particularly. I know about the championship, but
yeah, Taz crowned Brian Cage the FTW champion. Apparently, this stands for F the World and is some ECW reference. I've got no idea either.
But I suppose if you're an ECW fan, you might like it. We've done our research, as you can tell. I didn't understand it, so.
No, it's just like the guy who, like, it was something to do with, like, Taz gave it to himself because, like, apparently it's, like, recognised by wrestling fans as, like, a guy who's just, like, really tough but doesn't have a belt. He's, like, the uncrowned champion.
Right, yeah.
Well, is Cage going to defend it? Is it just a prop?
I'm looking at the what's it called? The FTW reigns. It's Taz, then it's Sabu, then Taz, and then it was unified when Taz beat Sabu to unify the FTW Heavyweight Championship and the ECW World Heavyweight Championship. So I'm guessing it's a thing that Taz. Yeah, he owns all the copyrights to it.
Yeah.
So it was when there was a bunch of storyline issues and injury issues. So his suit apparently was Taz.
Do you think they've just done it so that when Cage gets beat, they'll be like, well, he's still the FTW champion,
Probably.
sort of protect him.
Yeah, and maybe it's a cock a heel thing of if he loses normally, when we wait for the belt. You know what I mean? Something like that.
I'm Fight for the Fallen's going to be really good. I'm looking at the card now. I'm really looking forward
I forgot
to it.
about that's next week as well, isn't it?
It's this week, tomorrow.
Jesus, we're gonna have to do predictions for that as well because I'm classing it as another pay per view technically.
We'll do it at the end of Fighter Fest.
Yeah. Speaking of Fighter Fest, up next was the 8-man tag team match with the Butcher and the Blade and Lucha Bros versus the Young Bucks and #FTR. Great match.
This was absolutely mental.
I'll let talk through it because I know you're a big fan of a couple of people in this match.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the winners. I did not in a million years expect Lucha Bros and Butcher and Blade to pick up the win.
Nope.
The Butcher he's the best.
He's the best looking
thing
in cool.
Yeah, them and the Lucha Bros entering on the big car. Look really cool. I've missed Lucha Bros. They're just the best. Obviously, the one big spot is everyone's sort of brawling on the outside. I'm trying to think here. Penta's stood on the ropes, waiting for Rey Fenix to bounce off and hit them on the other side. Rey Fenix steps up off of Nick Jackson's back, hits a Canadian Destroyer on Penta, and falls onto everyone on the outside. And it's just...
It was incredible.
I don't even know how... Yeah. It's got to be seen to be believed.
Yeah, the intricacy of trying to hit a Canadian Destroyer. First of all, on the bounce after flipping over a rope. Second of all, make sure that you get enough launch to land into the crowd. Fair play to them.
I mean, they nearly overshot it.
And considering there were no audience in that section, it could have gone horribly wrong. But as always,
the best. What I would give for Lucha Underground to be available in the UK.
I mean, I love the finisher, the driver, the Pentagon and Phoenix's finisher. It just seems vicious. It doesn't feel like it should be their finisher. It feels like their finisher should be off the top rope, hitting a mental move. And no, instead it's just a decimating
I get what you
drop,
mean.
if you know what I mean. No, but it works well.
The more important bit was there anything at the end here?
I don't think so.
About last week? Oh no, they just shook hands, didn't they?
Well, Matt hit Dax. Matt hit Dax inadvertently, and then after they just shook hands. But I'm guessing we might see an FTR heel turn of sort of them just to end up attacking the Young Bucks. I can see.
And then obviously this week on Fight for the Fallen, we've got is it
the Elite? FTR versus Lucha Bros, and then the Elite versus Jurassic Express.
Cool.
So that'll be a great match, I hope. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, the anything with Lucha Bros in, I mean, it's just FTR. I'm not the other. I've seen quite a few people sort of be on the same, or not. I say on my side. I don't share the same opinion as me in terms of they don't see the appeal of FTR.
I can understand why. They heavily rely on you watching NXT WWE.
And I did. I watched them when they were the Mechanics. I love the revival in NXT. Love them. Don't get it. Don't get FTR.
I don't know what it is. I'm going to say, is it because they're a bit more larger in terms of size. Like the more they put on more weight. They're not as
They don't feel like throwback guys. They're just like, oh, we follow. I think that I don't like the whole thing of, oh, we follow the rules, and it's like, well, if you can win without following the rules, why would you follow the rules?
like some of the
And
moves.
the whole
They don't seem as fluid as they used to.
yeah, the like FTR is whatever you want it to be. I really don't like the name.
The name is
I don't
poor.
I don't like the theme.
I
Yeah,
tell you, the FTR is good in terms of social media because you don't have to come up with anything special. You can literally just put hashtag FTR in the ring. You don't have to say like come up with a tag team, a special hashtag for the tag team name because that is their tag team name. The problem is,
I'd rather them go back to being called the Mechanics.
I don't know whether it's. I think it is a name change they need, and I think the wrestling will come in terms of people just go, okay, they are great wrestlers. You just need to give them time.
Yeah,
I think we seem to forget they've been out of the ring for nearly probably when they first debuted. It's probably been a month since that. Before that, it was 4 months, longer than 6 months before we saw him wrestle.
yeah.
I feel like with these lads, it's just a time thing of just give them time, and people will come around.
Quite possibly. I just don't see them that bothered. Nyla Rose, Kenzie Page, and Kylie King.
Before that, we did have a thing outside where Alex Marvez was stood outside, and the Big Swole comes up to try into the thing, and she was informed that she was banned from the building. And Tony Khan tweeted out this when the segment aired. She was served a letter that basically said she was suspended for kidnapping and harassment. She knew Britt Baker was all behind this, and that'll lead on to further now. But yeah, the Nyla Rose 2-on-1 against Kenzie Page and Kaylin King. The match, ignore it because it's a typical Nyla Rose squash match. What is interesting is after she says she's getting a manager basically. Now, when I was watching, I was like, okay, I ran through the managers in AEW. You've got Anne, Jake the Snake, oh my god, Taz. And I was thinking, who does she go with? Like, who were you thinking when you heard this?
No idea, but I think it'll be someone new.
Someone new.
And I think it'll be a woman.
I was thinking. I saw people commenting like on Twitter as Vicky Guerrero.
No,
She's been heavily, she's been heavily like used in AEW. Now I don't think it should be Vicky because
no, that'd be horrific.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I know.
I
just struggle to.
I really like Kip Sabian plugging his Twitch on his side.
Mm-hmm.
And just shout when the camera cuts to Penelope Ford, he's there shouting in the background, going, "Look, you don't need a manager. You've already got a manager. I'm here."
Thing is, it was such a market. It was the first thing I noticed on his thing. Was like, oh, that's his Twitch.
Yeah, Kip's great.
He's great, and you know what? The pairing of him and Penelope Ford, I know they're obviously together in real life, but them characters have blended really well together.
Yeah, they're a really good double up
on screen as well. Like, yeah, I quite like them two together. And Penelope didn't come out looking weak out of Fyter Fest day one, were it? Week one.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't feel weaker when I think before she may have, and I don't know why, but yeah. Nyla Rose is getting a manager, so we've got Vicky Guerrero, Anne, Taz, Jake the Snake. I'm just trying to think of a couple more on the roster. I don't think there is, though, is there? Matt Hardy, possibly. He's been training with but that doesn't work.
Like Matt Hardy having private party at Nyla Rose.
That'll be a great pairing up. But
no.
Like you said, it's probably a new one, but I don't see who. I really don't.
No, I don't.
For me, the biggest one with Taz, and Taz just taking in these big people.
Yeah, Taz might work. Yeah.
I think she definitely does need a mouthpiece. Because I think now her promos aren't the best. They're not horrible, but they're not the best.
Yeah, she works better just silent anyway.
Mm-hmm. She seems one thing, yeah. Then we came on to the next match. So Colt Cabana was backstage, and you could. So last week you were thrown against the railing. You could see all of his ribs just all purple and bruised up. And so basically, and then the doctor's talking to him, and Brody Lee comes and said, he's finally sort of just brings Colt Cabana with him to the ring. He says, the Dark Order have got your back. And Colt goes, "You got it, Mr. Brody." But yeah, and then Colt does wrestle the match, even though all of his ribs were bruised up. He tried to talk to SCU before. Mr. Brody brought Colt back, and then so it was Brody Lee, Stu Grayson, and Colt Banner versus SCU. It was a decent match. It was again.
I don't have much to say. I kind of use this as a bit of a rest match, getting ready for the main event.
Yeah, it's a good sort of character thing. So Brody hit Christopher Daniels' disco lariat, and then he called to get back in the ring. Colt obeyed. He pinned Daniels and sort of smiled after and sort of. Well, now he's a member of the Dark Order. This started probably a couple of months back when he got handed the contract. Well, after was it the Battle Royale when he got thrown out, the recruiter for the Dark Order handed him something, and then Brody handed him a contract off for a tag team match. It's all coming together. I don't know where the finish is, but for now,
I don't know where it goes, but in the current, it is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
No Anna Jay now for 2 or 3 weeks.
Is she injured? Or is she is storyline?
She's part of Dark Order, isn't she?
Yeah.
But I don't know. We've not seen her since she got abducted.
No, we aren't. True. I think it could work well. After this, we had Big Swole. She snuck into the building as a disguise. She threw a letter, and it hit Britt Baker, but Reba, her security guard, went to block it, and she swung back and hit Britt Baker's nose, and broke it again. I'm pretty confident. It was typical sort of Britt Baker overreacting, and it's a good.
Yeah.
It keeps the storyline on TV while Britt can't wrestle.
It was fine, inoffensive fun.
Mm-hmm. I'm having a quick drink.
Yeah, that's it, really.
Yeah, I was having a quick drink. Main event though, Orange Cassidy with Best Friends versus Le Champion with Santana Ortiz. So Orange sent basically the Best Friends back before the ring. Jericho had the baseball bat, Floyd with him. And sort of at the start, Orange Cassidy not taking it super serious, obviously putting his hands in his pants like he always does. But when it's this big main match, you expect, and then as the match proceeded, he shows that he's not just a comedy guy. And it also shows how good Jericho is. So Cassidy goes for a swinging DDT, but Jericho reverses into a lion tamer. But then Cassidy grabs the ropes. After a distraction, Ortiz hits Cassidy. It was a lot of distraction to Aubrey Edwards. Santana Ortiz get involved. How it should work with this heel faction.
I really didn't like Jericho's new music. Not Jericho's, Orange Cassidy, sorry.
What were it? Was it not the Best Friends thing?
It's just, I was going to say it's just like generic rock, but then I guess the joke is that Orange Cassidy is generic, but I love Best Friends music.
Best Friends. I suppose he probably needed a single one, considering this has been a single.
It's not great though.
I mean, find it now.
Yeah.
5 days ago. There we go. Yeah, it's very generic.
It is, isn't it? There's nothing about it that screams Orange Cassidy.
I like that his Titantron is just basically paint. He's just white and black text. It sort of works.
Oh yeah, that bit's quite funny.
Mm-hmm. Then you have Santana Ortiz on the outside with jugs of orange juice. Haha, do you get it? Yeah. His name's Orange Cassidy. I'm just trying to.
I mean, we could call the spots, but it was just it was an Orange Cassidy match. It was really good. But
and Cassidy showing that
he can wrestle. Specific spots, there wasn't much out of the ordinary. Judas for the win.
This is what I was looking for. The ending. So, Orange Cassidy hit the DDT. Cassidy took off his elbow pads, sent for the Superman shot. Jericho Duke stepped over. Jericho had Cassidy down. Cassidy rolled up Jericho and then hit him with the right hand. Santana Ortiz threw some orange juice. Best Friends ran down to even the odds. Aubrey Edwards turned around, see what happened as the back was turned. Jericho hit the baseball bat on Orange Cassidy, code breaker, and I was like, it's over. Cassidy kicks out. I was like, Cassidy's winning this. Jericho goes for the lion salt. Cassidy moves. The Michinoku driver, near fall. And then connected with the Stun Dog Millionaire, great name. And then swinging DDT, near fall. Then Superman Punch, misses it. Judas effect. I was sad when Cassidy lost, because I genuinely thought we were going to win after sort of Jericho hitting the code breaker. I just for some reason, I know the Judas effect is a finisher, but when I saw the code breaker and the baseball, I was like, it's easy win. And then, yeah.
There was the near falls were really good. And ultimately, I think I expected Jericho to win. I think, but I'm not sure. Either way, I think
I don't know what we're expecting.
You could have booked either person to win, and I don't think it mattered too much.
Yeah.
Which is good. So.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. It was a really good show. Very mixed match. And obviously, we'll do prediction. We've got 4 matches announced for tomorrow for the Fighter Fest. Let's do predictions. First of all, main event. Not main event, but John Moxley versus Brian Cage. Who's winning?
Mox.
I'm gonna go Mox as well. I think he's testing negative twice now for the COVID, so he should be fine. So I think he'll be on TV. So yeah, Mox. Cody versus Sonny Kiss.
It's Cody, isn't it?
I'm gonna go Sonny Kiss.
You're saying Sonny Kiss is beating Cody?
I genuinely think he's going to be a massive underdog thing, and then this belt could be a proper mid card belt.
But it's had no build.
It's had like the promos have been great for it. That's why I don't think there should be a build, because it's all about this open challenge and stuff. So why not just have a shock win?
But Sonny Kiss hasn't really had any wins.
Exactly. So that would make it even more shocking if Sonny Kiss won.
That's not shock booking. That's just like Vince Russo WCW booking.
Right, no. If you're watching AEW,
any shock is a good shock.
As you know, if you're watching NXT, right, and then you hear on AEW that there's been a shock title change, that Cody's lost the belt, you're going to turn over immediately and think, well, how's Cody lost the belt? Boom. Sonny Kiss.
I don't think people will do that for Sonny Kiss after 2-3 appearances on Dynamite.
I think people will see that Cody's lost the belt and be like, oh, well, who's this person that's beat him? Okay. Well, that's strange. We've never seen any of them. Then we see more of this mid-card belt going to the mid-carders. Like, it'll give a chance for Kip Sabian, who's been a prominent part of AEW, but he's been cannon fodder, technically. Same with Sammy Guevara, if he didn't say what he said. I think he could have been for this belt as well. I'm going to go for the shock. I'm going to go for it.
We'll see, but I
agree to disagree. Imagine now. Oracle. FTR versus Lucha Brothers. Who you go for?
FTR.
I'm going for Lucha Brothers. As much as I think FTR probably should win, I think
Young
Bucks. I know Young Bucks are wrestling later on. I'm going to say maybe.
I'm only saying it because Lucha Bros got the win last week, so
yeah,
just like win scores.
I'll go Lucha Brothers. I'm surprised there's only 4 matches announced. So either these matches are going long, or we'll get some sort of surprise ones.
They'll probably like 5. It's only a 2-hour show, so they'll do like probably 5 matches.
5, yeah. And finally, the Elite, Kenny, Matt, and Nick versus Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Marco. Who's winning?
Got to be the Elite on it.
Nah, I'm going for Jurassic Express. And I think we're going to see more of Hangman Page getting annoyed. Because they're hyping up, oh, it's the Elite. Hangman Page is like, well, me and Kenny are the tag team champions. Why are we not getting promoted like this? And I think we might see it, not on purpose, but sort of Hangman comes down to sort of not getting the face of Kenny, but sort of say, like, we're the tag team championship. Why are you wrestling with our main opponents, sort of? And then, like, Jungle Boy Luchasaurus pick up the surprise win.
Okay. No.
I don't see Marcus done that.
I'll stick with the Elite. I think it'll just be Jurassic Express get a really good showing, but it isn't enough.
I've gone for all the shocking picks. But But we'll wait and see. It could be a good show. I mean, as far as I know, NXT haven't announced anything like special for their show tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to find out. No, obviously last week they had the Karrion Kross tease, but yeah, I don't think there's like a main thing announced. But speaking of NXT, we will go there with Great American Bash. So show up with Candice LeRae defeating Mia Yim in a street fight. First of all, great. Really, it's a match that Candice LeRae excels. If you knew her before WWE, her like PWG matches with like Joy Ryan versus like the Young Bucks were really good, and sort of she's an incredible. She works well in these environments. And you know what? It fits Mia Yim as so. Mia Yim, for me personally, doesn't have a character, but this helped me understand her a bit more. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know nothing about what's happened at Great American Bash apart from obviously the main event.
Yeah, but yeah, great result.
I'm talking about it.
Yeah, LeRae used steel chairs and then from table bounce to top rope brutal. It was a very good match. Really enjoyed it. It was what a street fight should be. I think a lot, especially on the main roster, street fights are just a throwaway gimmick. Where this was genuinely one. It was two wrestlers who seemed like they hated each other. Perfect. Well. Bronson Reed defeated Tony Nese. I suppose Bronson Reed needs a couple of wins after sort of losing a couple of weeks. I think he lost to Priest, Lee as well. So it's sort of right that he gets a win. Johnny Gargano defeated Isaiah Swerve Scott. Again, I think this is a match that could have gone either way. Gargano's probably the correct result. It means Gargano and Candice can sort of be more. Is it braggadocious? Is that the word? Where they can brag a lot more about how they both won on the same show. Legeno Del Fantasma defeated Drake Maverick and Breezango. Again, a lot of these were correct results because it what need to happen for like momentum. So Legado Del Fantasma, they're a recently new faction. They sort of have to breathe Zango. As much as that the tag team sort of promo video really helped me get behind them again, the losses just mean so much more. And I genuinely think they should have won the belts. I think Imperium weren't even on the show this week. I don't know. That's just my opinion. But yeah, great result that the Legado boys.
Legado Del Fantasma are really cool.
Yeah, it's good.
Again, I'm pretty sure they're on 205 list this week.
Yeah. We also thing is
yeah.
the one thing I think I was watching AEW while Kieran was watching NXT, and I was just saying that this is the Legado del Fantasma is a thing that's been brewing for nearly 2 months. Like in terms of the kidnappings and stuff. Yeah.
In terms of the build, it's 4 months.
We were in the studio when the kidnappings first happening, so absolutely like mental. Long-term booking. That's great.
I know.
Then we have Mercedes Martinez sort of making not a return. And what return it was, defeating Santana Garrett convincingly, very convincingly. Correct result. She's scary. She's Shayna Baszler 2.0, unfortunately, in my eyes, anyway.
Unfortunate. Wait, why unfortunately?
I don't know. I think because how good Shayna was in NXT, I think Mercedes Martinez will have that sort of behind. Like, she's just very similar to Shayna, isn't she?
Yes. I don't know enough about her in-rings. Isn't her in-ring style less about MMA and grappling, and it's more pro wrestling? I mean, I know she's mean sort of kind of more legit style, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Unfortunately, I feel like she's, in my eyes, she's similar to Shayna. That's all. In my opinion, though.
Yeah, but she's a little bit, but I guess there's always a place for that on the card, particularly in the modern era when everyone likes like more shoot style.
Yeah, and in fairness, this was her first show return. They could easily change it up within a week, so I'm not complaining massively. But we're going to the main event. Pardon?
You remember when Mercedes Martinez was on AEW Dark?
Yeah. Well, remember when she was the surprise entrant?
Oh yeah, that was
She was the ace, the what was it? Ace. Was it Ace of Spades? Whatever the
Yeah,
card was.
yeah. I know what you mean in the casino
Joker.
battle royal.
Yeah, Joker. Anyway, yeah, she was there. Her switch was very quick, and in terms of TV as well. But we'll go on to the main event, which was the North American champion Keith Lee defeating Adam Cole to become the new NXT champion. Now, I'm sad that it's over, but I'm happy it happened. Is that the saying? I can't remember.
Yeah, but don't be sad it's over. Be happy because it happened or something.
Yeah, because
Yeah, it's the end of an era.
the worst thing was it was spoiled. So yeah,
Conspiracy theory. It was leaked on purpose.
really?
Yeah, I've seen quite a few people say it because
Wow.
now people know it's going to happen. They'll be like, "Oh, my Keith Lee's going to win the title. I've got to tune in."
Oh, I was the opposite. I knew Keith Lee would win, so I watched AEW.
I imagine it can swing both ways, and I'm not sure. I think I'd be less inclined to tune in because I know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, so when watching it, I accidentally revealed. I said there was a leak of the winner, and I accidentally said who it was, and Kieran's like, "Oh, I'm still going to watch, even though I know the winner because I know it's going to be a good match."
Yeah,
And it was.
yeah,
It was a very
it
good.
takes you out of it a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, like you know that there's no point talking about the match because it's a typical Adam Cole match and a typical Keith Lee match. We know it's going to be great. I think the biggest thing is sort of after what is going to happen now. So obviously, the longest NXT champion reign is over. Keith Lee's the first competitor to hold 2 NXT single titles at the same time. After the match, Karrion Kross and Scarlett were both watching from a distance, and then Mia Yim, Dijakovic, Triple H, one more came out and sort of celebrated with him. That was like after the show, I think. So I think there's two questions I'll ask you. First of all, what happens with Lee and the belt now?
What happens with Keith Lee?
And yeah, and the belt and like who challenges, where do we get it?
He faces Karrion Kross, and I've no idea what you do from there.
That's my problem. I don't think face Karrion Kross yet because Karrion Kross has got to win.
In that case, we've got an NXT takeover next month. So what do you do? I might have to have a bit of a think about this.
You can what you can do is you can relive like other matches. So you could go back to Dijakovic and sort of have a friend versus friend match with like a respect one. You could go Priest, but Priest is sort of involved with Cameron Grimes.
Balor,
I
Gargano,
think Balor was my next one. I think. Oh, Gargano. Gargano can eat a loss. I think Balor could as well.
problem is he literally beat Gargano at the last
Yeah.
NXT takeover, so maybe not twice in a row.
Ciampa's nowhere to be seen. Dream is nowhere to be seen.
I don't think Dream will be anywhere to be seen.
Anna.
The
Era not involved because obviously, well, they've just lost it.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's why I possibly just see Dijakovic coming out and not being just going, "Congrats, Keith."
He's on Raw though, isn't he?
Dijakovic has been called up properly now.
He's not in NXT anymore. He's been called up. He's just not debuted yet. It's the whole thing. It's just him and Chelsea Green are in limbo.
Yeah.
They're out of NXT, but they're not on Raw. Have you seen that stuff about Vanessa Bourne was called up to Raw in March? She's just not made a debut yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I did not know that. She was called up in March and she still hasn't made a debut.
Not done up yet.
Well, I mean, no offense to Vanessa Bourne, but no one's going to get.
I really like Vanessa Bourne.
She's decent, but it's not gonna. No one's gonna go. If you heard about Vanessa Bourne, she's debuting. I've got to tune in now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
She was never featured in NXT, but in the bits that she did do, I thought she was really good.
Unfortunately, I don't think she's a draw.
Yeah, she's not wrestled a match since January.
So you think we don't know who Keith Lee's going to go for? My second question: the Era and Adam Cole. What happens?
Call them up.
No, don't. They'll be ruined.
You can have too much of a good thing.
I know, but Vince,
don't ruin the memories.
But think about all the great NXT guys who've been called up: Ricochet, there's only one good one in my head that I could think of that was like the modern NXT, and that's Drew. Like, I'm not classing Seth and Roman and stuff, but Drew is the only one for me. Like Tyler Breeze, he had a match against Liger, ruined. Ricochet is the biggest example currently. He was a North American champion. I'm trying to think of this. There's a lot, and Andrade, as much as he's been a pivotal part of Raw, he was the main champion.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
which brand?
Short, Raw.
I think you put on SmackDown's struggling lately, and I think you put them on SmackDown and make them their biggest stars.
I mean, yeah, SmackDown would be good because that's where Adam Cole got a clean win over Daniel Bryan.
I think Braun needs someone that's not the Fiend, and eventually you get a feud between the Fiend and Adam Cole, because the Undisputed Era can work really well. Strong's proved it with this feud with Loomis that he can be scared. So I think that can work of how the era gets shunned out.
I think they will flatten the Undisputed Era out as soon as they get there, and I don't think because they don't like factions.
They don't.
But there's just they've conquered NXT.
They have,
and that's just the way it goes sometimes.
I think you wait until we get crowds back. So keep NXT for a year. But what you do is you don't put them in the main event. I don't think you put them on takeovers. You have them as just these 4 guys who were at the peak of their lives, and then maybe every 2 weeks you just get a little vignette of them just slowly losing everything and sort of dripping down into insanity, and then and then it turns out it might have been a facade. So that when they get called up, everyone, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just want to find a way that they're still on NXT, but they've lost everything. Like a bit like what Robert Stone's been doing in terms of how he lost Chelsea Green. He's got Aaliyah, but he's sort of pining for something better, and he looks like a broken man. I sort of want to see that with the era.
I'd just get them up in roster. A lot of people say have Adam Cole attack Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam in the same way that he entered NXT 3 years on.
Wow. You know what? I'm not opposed to it.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, in fairness, all you have to say is this is the same way Adam Cole debuted in NXT. Because unfortunately, I don't think some fans will realise it, maybe.
NXT's not relevant. I don't know. It's better than pretty much anything else. Who's gonna say that? Let's call up Matt Riddle and tell the world he's got frostbitten feet. Like,
yeah,
nothing's ideal.
We talk about them ruining people. For me, Matt Riddle, obviously, it's only been a couple of weeks, but
I will say there were a bit of redemption this week.
A little bit. I mean, he's got the match next week against AJ for the belt. This Friday, is it?
Yeah.
So that could be sort of a thing that gets him over. Give him the belt. Just take a punt, possibly. I mean, you've got to try something.
Sorry, did you say have Matt Riddle win?
Yeah.
Whoa! So soon after AJ winning it?
I think so. Yeah.
Before Reigns even got going.
Yeah.
No, it's a Baron Corbin interference. That's where we're going.
I mean, we'll come on to it and talk about. We'll go on to SmackDown now, might as well. The show, there wasn't much.
This show was awful.
It was. I mean, so we had Jeff Hardy versus I'll talk about all the matches first. So, we had Miz TV, where Miz provoked Jeff Hardy, which led to a match. Jeff Hardy beat the Miz. Bayley and Sasha defeated Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Obviously, Nikki Cross has got the match against Bayley at Extreme Rules. And what I do see happening here, I mean, we'll do it in the predictions, but I genuinely see a switch. We'll talk about good predictions. They reshowed the Money in the Bank match Pretty confident, right?
Yeah.
Matt Riddle challenged AJ.
Well, it wasn't the Money in the Bank match. It was Strowman versus Wyatt.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Then we had karaoke. Naomi, Lacey Evans, Dana Brooke, and Tamina meeting a karaoke showdown hosted by one of the Usos.
Right, we could hosted by Anusa.
Was it Jimmy?
I don't know.
Is it the one that's married to Naomi?
We could rant about this for 10 minutes, and I'm not going to because
Wow.
it's a karaoke showdown. And what takes the piss even more is the fact that this week they're celebrating. Is it 5 years of the whole women's evolution? And they've put up loads of specials on the network,
and like there
and
was
this is it.
hashtag
This
for
is it.
horsewomen.
5 years on, we're having
This
a
is what
karaoke
you're doing as a
showdown.
segment.
Don't let WWE tell you the women's evolution's real. It's not. They are doing some really good stuff, and they have made huge strides. Sasha, Bayley, Kabuki Warriors are just smashing it. You've had main event in WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But until they've moved on from this kind of nonsense, it's not. It's
you have had women being the main part of your show, which you would have never had at least 6 years ago. You had women main eventing a WrestleMania, which would have never happened. You've had Becky Lynch become your top star, probably outselling Roman.
top merch seller on the front of video games.
You would never have had that. She became mainstream. You would never have had that. The only people who've had it was Bella Twins. And unfortunately, that's because of reality TV. Becky got it because she was the best women's wrestler. She was entertaining. You've had produced some of the best women's matches, and that's main roster of all time. Yet you've put yourself in a situation because you are so you obviously want your women on TV, but because your main stars, Bayley and Sasha, on all the shows, and they're already involved in a feud, the women that are left, all you have to do is just put them in a tag team, like a tag team match. People will complain because it's very simple booking. But rather than having a karaoke match where they're singing former WWE themes, it's not like they're all good at singing as well. Like, I thought Naomi was supposed to be decent at singing. She didn't sound.
I don't think that's got anything to.
I'm going to it. At least Tamina didn't even get an opportunity.
They could all have the voices of angels, and it wouldn't have redeemed this segment.
Then you've got Lacey and Naomi being put in a match after this, which ends in a no contest because Tamina and Dana Brooke entered. Which again doesn't makes. Why would that matter? Dana and Tamina weren't interrupted. It was Naomi. Like, you've just done so much for your women's division. To let it divulge into this is just taking it away from it all.
No, I felt terrible for everyone involved.
Because they all seemed uncomfortable.
Lacey Evans turned heel as well.
Yeah. I never understood her as a face anyway.
She's better as a heel, but don't turn a heel over this nonsense.
Over a karaoke match.
I've wasted enough energy on it.
Yeah, we'll go on to another no contest, which was the New Day versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro. This was a good match.
Yeah. You said Cesaro and Nakamura were going to win the belt.
I genuinely thought they were. It shows why Cesaro has been under-neutralized, that's the wrong word, underused. Because he had a great show, so did Nakamura, so did the New Day. And I just presumed this was going to be the change. And then New Day possibly have a break and wait till Xavier's back. I know he's probably got a couple of months left, but I won't be. The problem is SmackDown doesn't have a big tag team depth. But what happened was basically two teams basically completely forgot about the match and just wanted to attack each other. And it was Cesaro and Nakamura who got the upper hand, sort of putting them both through a table, putting through the New Day through a table. That's sort of how it ended. I I don't know what I thought. I like this because I like that Cesaro and Nakamura had enough and they absolutely decimated the New Day. I would have liked to see a proper finish to the match though.
Yeah, that's the problem with SmackDown. They just book everyone into nothingness. Just no one's allowed to get a clean win.
Yeah.
And it just flattens everyone out. And you just ultimately end up not caring.
Yeah, like if they keep on this feud and I'd be happy, but I can just see them dropping it, which I don't want because I think Cesaro and Shinsuke deserve a lot more considering what they've done for the company. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like Cesaro and Shinsuke as a team.
Oh yeah.
Why are they teaming?
They were with Sami Zayn, weren't they? So they technically were still a tag team for a while.
But then it was never explained why they were with Sami Zayn apart from foreign heels.
The Artist Collective. Come on. The thing is, I don't understand why Cesaro, like Sami Zayn, is a pretentious, like a pretentious prick. Shinsuke Nakamura is known as the artist, or something.
Not anymore.
And he is a King Strong's. Yeah, SmackDown's just sad to talk about.
Yeah, this week
So
was
much
off.
more. Yeah. And so why not go to Raw, where it's probably even better? Surely. God. So MVP's VIP lounge. You might have to help me through Raw as much. But MVP lounge. Dolph Ziggler and MVP were sort of talking. Drew comes out to defend himself. One punch to Ziggler. Ziggler was knocked out. They basically, like, Ziggler didn't want to announce what the stipulation was, so it'll be announced on the day. What do you think it's going to be? So Drew has come out and saying it's going to be something we haven't seen before.
I don't think they know.
Yeah, same. This was Alex McCarthy from Talksport. For anyone that didn't talk wrestling last night, and you should have a chat with Drew. Drew Mack said he and Dolph Ziggler will have a never been done before stipulation.
I don't know. On Raw Talk, Drew was like, he was saying you can like tie together my hands, I'll just headbutt you. Tie together my feet, I'll punch you. So maybe they're gonna have Drew McIntyre just with no limbs.
The no limbs match.
The no limbs match.
The chained up match. Or maybe he's just all his body's chained. I don't know.
I don't know where they're going, and I'm not really bothered. I just think it'll be whatever it is. I just think it'll be a good laugh.
I'm gonna tune in though because I want to know what it is. The problem is Dolph and Drew can have a good match.
Yeah, it'll be a good match, but there's no way Ziggler's winning. The thing about Extreme Rules is, if you're going into it thinking, "Oh, I'm really looking forward to these matches," and like I'm looking forward to a really good match, and this style versus this style, this is not the card for you. This is just going to be 2.5 hours of wacky nonsense that you've just got to embrace.
You know what? It's probably the best time to, with everything again still going on in the world, maybe have just a stupid card that people can laugh at.
Yes,
Sometimes people do just need a good chuckle.
I'd much rather have this than 3 hours of best wrestling match ever.
The thing is, you're going to have a good blend in fairness. Like, you're going to have Asuka, Sasha, Bailey, Nikki, and Polo MVP, which are probably going to be quite decent matches. And then you've sort of got your human matches, so Ray, Seth, Drew, Dolph, Braun, Bray, and maybe Jeff Hardy, Sheamus. Like, yeah, I think it'll have the right blend. After this, we had a tag team match. Andrade and Angel Garza defeated the Viking Raiders in an elimination tag team match. So Andrade and Angel Garza are actually working together, sort of setting the sights on the tag team belts.
Yeah, the more Angel Garza on my TV, the better.
Then we got Return.
Did we?
So yeah. Iconic star Ruby Riott came out, and she said she has some backup. Bianca Belair.
It's not a return if you watch Main Event.
It's a return.
Well, she's only filling in for Liv Morgan.
Oh, definitely.
So this is probably going to be quite short-lived.
Yeah, but at least Bianca's on main TV.
At least she's on TV. Bianca Belair is very good.
And then we did actually get a genuine return. Shayna Baszler. So it was looking to be a 24/7 match.
Clobbering the ninjas.
Yeah, you know what? I'm quite happy that the ninjas are there because it means our Truth and Akira Tozawa aren't being beat up.
Yeah, and I just left the ring, saying, I think I'll just leave on my own terms.
My bad.
Yeah.
Who do you see Shayna feuding with after Extreme Rules?
Asuka.
You think Asuka's winning?
Extreme Rules. Who's she facing? Sasha.
Sasha.
It's
basically the whole thing. If Sasha wins,
actually.
Bayley and Sasha hold all the belts.
I'm not sure it matters whether Asuka wins or not. I think Shayna will face her regardless.
Okay.
And they'll have that match at Evolution.
Oh yeah, that's coming up, isn't it?
There you go. It's not confirmed, but Evolution.
I'm not looking forward to it.
You're not?
Nah.
Why?
I think it's just going to be a cheap money maker.
You think it's a PR? It's a PR
stunt. Yeah.
It is a huge PR stunt.
Who do you not have? You don't have Ronda. You don't have Becky. The two biggest stars.
It was really good last year. Not last year, 2018.
I think you're going to rely heavily on your NXT stars to carry the show. Because if they can't fly, you're going to have no Tony Storm. You're not going to have. I'm trying to think of any of the big. Well, you're not having Tony Storm. Rhea Ripley really hasn't massively been up. Charlotte Flair's could be out for surgery still.
Yeah, I do have to admit, out of all the times to have Evolution 2, this is not the time.
You're going to be relying heavily on, the women that are currently carrying your roster now, so Sasha, Bayley, Asuka.
And there's nothing wrong with that. They've just not built anyone. But I really think that's where they're going. But I'm just really happy Shayna Baszler's back in a prominent position after all the rumours that they just lost hope.
It's completely. Just good to see her on TV because we know she will be the main event of Evolution if everything goes ahead as normal because she is the biggest star.
Do you think they might pull the trigger at Extreme Rules and have Bayley versus Sasha as the main event of Evolution? Look, it's not what I want to happen.
You know what? I could definitely see it happening.
I think that's quite likely. Not good.
It's not good because, but again, how we talk about, we don't know when crowds are going to be in. We talked about the entire but
it's the whole symmetry of it's however many years on from Bayley versus Sasha at SummerSlam weekend.
Yeah, I think you do for SummerSlam, and you have a big women's tag team match. So like Bayley Sasha versus, I know you can't use all your women up at once. So I say Bayley Sasha, Iconics, Asuka and Kyrie.
Well, they'll chuck the rest in a battle royal.
And live in, but can you afford it? And then you got to think, right, how many former wrestlers are willing to come back to wrestle when the pandemic and stuff? You've got the Bella Twins. I'm sure the Bella Twins are not going to be there because they'll be pregnant. They might have already had the kids, so that'll be fresh. Like, yeah. It'll be tough to. It'll be tough to pull off. But we'll carry on with Raw. So Seth reacts to an eye for an eye match. Oh, there's another. Yeah, that's the other thing I want to talk about with the eye for an eye match. I don't know if you've heard. This is rumors. Rumors Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins will have a CGI eyeball hanging out of their head. I cannot understand how a fan of pro wrestling could defend this idea. Better than having a real eye taken out.
I can defend it. It's going to be hilarious.
Oh, it's going to be absolutely stupid.
It's going to be one for the ages.
Now we'll talk about it. Is this where they write Seth off? So it'll be interesting when Seth goes for his maternity leave.
Seth wins.
Do you think? Because I was wondering this. When does Seth go for his maternity leave? Does he want to leave early with all the coronavirus cases and stuff?
I didn't talk about that. I was thinking from the perspective of Ray's a free agent.
Oh, is it?
Can go anywhere. What better way to write a man off TV permanently than rip his eye out?
I think the problem is Seth may go soon.
And then when Ray shows up in AEW with two working eyes, it's the whole thing of WWE want to make him look crap because they blinded him and now he's back. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I think this is a perfect chance to write Seth off.
It is, and I hadn't thought about that at all. But now you've said it.
Right, so Money in the Bank was 2 months ago.
Yes.
So Becky's technically got 7 months left. It seems very early for Seth to leave.
Yeah, but won't she only realise she's... I don't know how it works, but won't she be less than that? Because won't she have already been like a month pregnant? I don't know.
She didn't wrestle Money in the Bank, did she?
No, she didn't. Did she? No, she didn't.
But she said she found out she was pregnant, so it must have been within that week or month. So maybe 6 months? We're trying to guess when Becky Lynch is going to
I've got no idea. But it does make a difference because then...
This match can go really anywhere. Because it's either Seth's winning because Ray's a free agent, or Ray's winning because Seth's going to have a kid. Like...
Yeah. It's a unique scenario.
Yeah, because I think, unfortunately, when Seth goes, this group is going to have a problem.
Yeah.
I think Seth can do vignettes and like promos online, but then what happens with Murphy and Theory? Was Theory even on the show?
Rey Mysterio?
Theory, Austin.
Austin Theory's not been on for like 3 weeks now.
I'm about to say, I haven't seen him on the show. Was he one of the cases of COVID?
He probably is, isn't he?
Fairness, probably a lot of people are in WWE. But Aleister Black defeated Murphy by disqualification. So Black had the match won, hitting Murphy with the black mask, but Rollins yanked Black out the ring, leaving the official with no choice to disqualify Murphy. So then Seth wrestled KO. So Ray, Dominic, and Aleister Black were around the ring, which was unfortunate for Seth. I think that was unfair. But KO hit the stunner after the victory. After Bell, Mysterio once again vowed that Sunday would be a true horror show for Seth Rollins. He's promised to make sure Rollins leaves with one eye.
I am completely over the build to any of this. I don't care. I'm really looking forward to the match, but in terms of the build that we've been doing on Raw, don't care. Aleister Black, just another man, celebrating someone else's victories. How's it come to this?
Yeah. I mean,
he's been on main roster now for just short of a year and a half.
I know. I'm just looking at what's it called on Wikipedia, like the matches. And he says every night match. This match could only be won when one competitor extracts an eye.
That's WWE's exact wording.
Like, is the eye going to be extracted and then it's going to have to be put in straight away, or
how are they going to do it? Like, how's it going to kayfabe? How's it going to come out? Is someone ripping it out with the bare hands?
I'm guessing Ray's ripping it out with his bare hands, or Seth is.
Is someone grabbing like a spoon and
scooping it? It's getting ice cream. Thing is,
I don't know.
We'll stick with kayfabe. How are they going to explain the missing eye in terms of?
They just have Ray. They just have Ray wear that mask with the blacked out thing over it.
That's what I'm thinking. But
I think that's why it's Ray as well.
But the thing is, you could clearly see through the mask. So do you know when he had the initial injury and he was online doing, we were on the screen, like telling Dominic not to attack Seth? Yeah. You could see through the black mesh. You could see that his eyes fine.
They'd have to darken that up.
Yeah. You know what? I really can't wait for it now. Because I just want to know how stupid it's going to be. We'll go R-Truth. Randy Orton defeated R-Truth and challenged Big Show to an unsanctioned match. So R-Truth hit the RKO but didn't pin R-Truth. Randy hit the RKO. Didn't pin R-Truth. Ric Flair then was basically telling Orton to punch Truth. However, Big Show arrived. Told the Giant to make an unsanctioned match next Monday, which Big Show accepted. So that's the main event.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, all right.
More vicious.
RKO looks beautiful. Randy sitting on with the deep cover, looking both legs. What a man.
So wait, is Orton the 24/7 champion? He's not, is he?
No, 24/7 rules get suspended during a match.
which is stupid.
Time stops.
Yeah.
We're going for Orton versus Drew at SummerSlam.
And I can't wait.
Who loses?
Orton. Because Drew shouldn't lose, and it should be Orton. And then Orton just go again. We've already seen him sort of descend. Orton just goes even more mad, and he genuinely does start punting everyone and like taking out, being a lot more vicious because of what I can just see Drew winning, and that's just turning on. As well as we have got some comments from Bembo. They do something with CJ. I think Ray's going to lose because Ray's currently not competing under contract, like you said. Sorry, Bembo. Ray and Orton have got the same legs, right? Ray doesn't have this contract. I don't know what I'm talking about here. I've just started waffle. I was trying to go back to Randy. But yeah, it's going to be Randy Drew, which I'm happy with at SummerSlam. And I see Drew winning and Orton going to more of a descent of madness.
Okay. I'm not. I'm not even going to try and call it either way because I think you could flip a coin.
We'll move on now. Bobby Lashley. Sorry, go on.
It's good that it's so unpredictable for SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, we could have We could have Drew, Randy, and then Bayley, Sasha, possibly. I don't think they will, but Bobby Lashley defeated Ricochet. Well done, Ricochet, after having your documentary and everything.
Yeah. They're forcing a bit of a wedge here between Cedric and Ricochet because they said on Raw Talk, Samoa Joe was really like, Cedric, how do you feel about being called a sidekick and stuff? Just throwing fuel on the fire.
Yeah, well, MVP offered Cedric an offer, didn't he?
And yeah, I like that Samoa Joe was being a little bit of a bit annoying because he's the one. Is he not the one who beat Ricochet for his only US title?
Yep.
So
also Joe is class.
Yeah,
Joe's been so. I really like the commentary. The commentary teams is so like we've got like on SmackDown. Cole and Corey are great. Them two have worked together for a while now and they've got the right blend of sort of working together. And this Raw team of Byron and Tom have got they're really good mates. So them two can bounce off each other. But then you add Joe who adds this sort of more realistic aspect to it. I'm really enjoying the commentary team so far.
Yeah, they're doing all right. Samoa Joe just adds so much. He's come natural to him.
Well, Bembo said, I think Orton will win and Edge will take from him at Hell in a Cell in a 3-stage Hell match because I think WWE wants Edge to have one more title reign.
I think Orton will win and 3 stages of Hell.
I think we're going to get an Edge Orton when he's healed up. I just don't think for the belt because I don't want Drew. Maybe we do want Drew to go like that.
I think that is a good idea. The only problem is, if we haven't got fans in by October, can they fit Hell in a Cell in the Performance Centre?
They'll probably rent out.
Or they'll do a cinematic Hell in a Cell. Oh, I can't even begin to explain how down for that I would be. Because it's a match that merits Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe Orton Drew at SummerSlam. Don't make it the main event if you've got Bayley Sasha there. Make that the main event. And you do a screwy finish in terms of Orton is about Drew's down, or he's going for the punt. Edge's theme music hits, he comes out, and then there's sort of a stare off between all three of them. Just a big, massive brawl between all of them. Like Drew's not happy because he's interfered his match, regardless of he's saved him. Drew is a fighter. He wouldn't have gone down that easily. And then you have this at Hell in a Cell. Drew versus Orton versus Edge. If you want Edge to win the belt, Edge can pin Randy. Drew is fine. He doesn't take the pin.
Also,
I need to find a way of keeping Drew clean.
I think that isn't a bit of a problem. Isn't Edge meant to be out for 6 months minimum?
Is it?
By Hell in a Cell, that'd only be 4.
Edge return date. Hold on, let's have a look.
I think they've said Survivor Series at earliest, but most likely Royal Rumble.
That's it's bringing up 25th of February. It's not going to tell me.
So I just think it might be a bit soon.
It probably is a bit soon. Bastard.
They're planning to get. Bendel says they're planning to get fans back by September.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
the thing is though, this is the WWE. They'd have
True.
fans in right now if they could.
Yeah,
they
Vince
won't be allowed.
thinks everything's a hoax.
And anyone who goes is just as stupid.
Well, it's America. People will go. That's the thing.
Yeah, they will.
You can have a crowd if you genuinely you hire out an arena and stuff. You do all the right precautions and you sit them all 2 meters away from each other. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the same effect.
You've got to test them.
Like I know AEW have been bringing in fans, and they were sitting them nowhere near the wrestlers, nowhere that they were sat in their own section at the top of the stadium. They weren't being tested, well, I saw reports that they were and they weren't being tested. I don't think about crowds. Don't take the risk.
Yeah,
Don't be stupid.
Didn't Florida have 15,000 new cases yesterday?
Well, because
and they
Florida,
want fans in arenas in 2 months. They're
because
out of time.
Florida was the only state that was allowing sports to go ahead. So everyone went to Florida. So you had UFC shows there, you had WWE. You've got all football currently there. I think you've got an NBA tournament. NBA tournament going to currently happen there as well. You are having so many. With the sports, they're all segregated. Football is as well. I think the NBA is, but the wrestlers are not.
No fans in by September. Can you imagine a Royal Rumble with no fans?
No.
Be a good laugh for that, actually. No, I can imagine anything now. It feels normal.
I was genuinely thinking a Royal Rumble abroad, not in UK because I don't think we will have fans in by then. But like, who's a country where their cases?
Fight Island.
I was thinking Germany.
No, you do Australia.
The hell? Sorry. I got very scared then. I think it was a motorbike going on the road. I genuinely thought like a good 6 foot bee was beside me. Australia's a shout. I think Germany, just because Germany've got low cases, and they rarely get everything, but they do have a big WWE fan contingent in Germany, don't they?
Yeah, but the travel ban, they wouldn't allow.
True.
They wouldn't allow them in.
What if they said it's only wrestlers that are going, and maybe a couple of producers and stuff, and they all get tested before they go on the plane. They fly privately because they can afford it. They can afford it.
But Germany don't get anything out of that. I just think it's not worth it.
In fairness, Germany haven't had crowds.
Imagine saying to Angela Merkel, head of the nation, please let the World Wrestling Entertainment in.
You know, Australia is a shout because they've got crowds back in for rugby.
Yeah, that was my main reason why. And they've done they did Super Show down there, so.
Also, it gives Murphy a reason to go along in Rumble, and that's something I'd love to see.
That's what everyone wants.
Oi, right. We'll go to the main event of Raw because we hadn't talked about Sasha Banks and Bayley Team Kabuki Warriors. Sasha gets the bank statement on Kairi Sane. It was just setting up Asuka versus Kairi. Like on SmackDown, it'll be focused on Bayley and Nikki.
Yeah, so they were on Raw Talk as well. And Kairi was like, I would like to fight you, Asuka. And Asuka was like, yeah, I'd be up for that. And then Kairi played the recorder.
Of course she did.
It was really good.
Kairi's great. Both of them are great, actually. Right.
Yeah.
Do you want to do predictions for Extreme Rules?
Yeah, go on.
So we've got currently 7. We've got 6 matches. I think 7 matches now because on this thing here. But we'll talk about it. So first of all, Drew McIntyre versus Dolph Ziggler in a to-be-decided match.
Stipulation doesn't matter. Drew wins.
Stipulation doesn't matter. Drew wins. Asuka versus Sasha in a singles match.
Asuka.
It won't convince him.
I'm still not.
Are you sure?
Asuka. Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus has been taken off Wikipedia now.
Has it? Let me refresh my page. It has been taken off. I'm going to go Sasha. Because I was saying before, this is part of my thinking. We'll move on to SmackDown. Bayley, Nikki, Cross.
Sorry. Bayley. Still
I'm
debating.
gonna go Nikki. I'm gonna go Nikki. No, I don't feel like Nikki deserves the belt, and I don't. Like, it's going heart against the mind. In my heart, I want Nick. In my heart, I want Nikki to win, but in my mind, I don't think she is. But I'm gonna go with my heart. So I genuinely think Sasha's gonna win first, and then all the pressure's on Bayley to retain the belts, so they own them all at the same time.
Okay.
And then
it could be a bit of a running thread throughout the night, really.
Yeah, and then Nikki wins it, and now it's all the pressure's on Bayley. And because the way Bayley's been throwing Sasha in the matches and stuff, I think they may reverse it, and now Sasha will be doing that all to Bayley because she's the champion. That was my only thinking for it.
Yeah. More realistic than Sonny Kiss winning.
Wow. No, right. You've got to eat. You've got to eat your shoe if Sonny Kiss wins.
I will. If Sonny Kiss wins, I will be well and truly humbled.
Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt in a Wyatt Swamp fight. So this is what's the word? Pre-recorded cinematic match. There we go.
Braun.
Oh, yeah, Braun. Wait, is it for the belt?
No.
Oh, Bray then. Yeah, it's a non-title match. So Bray.
Nah, Braun still wins.
Whenever it's non-title, Bray wins. Nah, whenever it's non-title, Bray wins. It's for the title, Strowman wins. No. Rey Mysterio versus Seth Rollins in an eye for an eye match.
Ray, we've pretty much been over it.
Yeah, I'll go Seth. Why not? And then Apollo Crews versus MVP, which could be a sleeper match for the United States Championship.
It's got to be Apollo Crews on it.
Yeah, same. I think it's going to be Apollo. I think there's definitely going to be shenanigans.
I'm going with every champ to retain. Can I stick my hand up and change one of my picks?
Yeah, go on.
I'm going for Sasha Banks.
Oh. Yeah, I don't want us to lose. Bembo said, I think Bayley will cost Sasha, and I think Bayley will turn against Sasha because they have build up Bayley's a heel that much you can't turn a backface gain. Yeah, I think the problem is, what we're going to say, do you have the blow off match now? In terms of the Sasha Bayley, no crowd. We know it's going to be a good match regardless, but the crowd.
Even when you get a crowd back in, it's still going to be at a third capacity. We're probably a good year away from full arena, electric atmosphere.
He's also said
you just grit your teeth and get on with it.
He's also Bray's going to recruit Braun if he wins, and maybe Otis might shade. We haven't seen Otis in a while, correct?
He's probably got COVID on it.
Probably. You know what? This is probably the best opportunity for a cash-in.
What you'd have Otis turn up at the Swamp?
Yeah,
just going.
No, because no. Genuinely, it's the thing of Otis has just somehow found his way there, and he's got his belt briefcase, and it's Otis just wandering around. He goes, and he looks around, he sees Braun and Bray, and then you just see him in the background, and then Bray wins, Bray leaves, and it's just Braun laid in this swamp, dead practically. And Otis just walks over and looks at him and then just covers him.
I think Otis turning up at the Swamp would be hilarious, and I hope they do it. But I don't want him to cash in.
Oh,
I just want him to show up and just kind of watch. No,
yeah.
Look, 2 months after winning it, I want Otis to have a long term.
I don't. I just want the briefcase off him.
No, you can't.
I still can't get over that he won.
You can't have Braun versus Bray. You can't have him face all the incarnations of Bray, getting ready for him to face the Fiend, and then have Otis cover him in a swamp.
For me, I'm just.
That's no sense.
I still can't get over that. Imagine just Otis in the back of Braun's car. I just can't get over that Otis won the belt, the briefcase. Look who was in that match: Brian, AJ.
They're making Otis more normal. They're making Otis more normal, though. No, Otis was the right pick. He was better than anyone else.
He wasn't. AJ, Brian, Black, Ray, even Corbin.
Why? I wouldn't have had Brian or AJ. They don't need stuff like that. Money in the Bank's meant to make new stars. Alistair Black would have been good, but you don't want Brian or AJ.
Brock Brock won the bloody briefcase.
Yeah, Brock should have been as far away from that thing as possible, and I have not done that. Sheamus, yeah, but they'd repackaged Sheamus, so it
True.
was all right.
It was probably the right decision at the time. But look where he is. He hadn't been on TV and he's your Money in the Bank. Even Carmella was on TV.
That's
Stop
not his
it.
fault, though.
I don't understand. No, genuinely now, I want Otis to interfere. And we'll do it just in case.
But yeah.
We'll do it on just in case he announce it on Friday. Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy. If it does go ahead.
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy. Because if you have Sheamus win now, it's genuinely the shittiest.
What's the point of having Sheamus win a bar fight?
Yeah. It's also the shittiest thing you've ever done.
Have you watched Jeff Hardy Chronicle?
No.
Very good. Half an hour long. Very nice, very good.
Is it about like the storyline or?
It's just Jeff just being like, he's got like it's his last chance, and stuff of him at home, and then it's just a typical Chronicle.
Right. It's nice.
It's a nice quick watch.
Seen what Matt Hardy's come out and said how he thinks it's practically disgraceful.
Yeah.
Which it is.
It's so distasteful.
Bembo said, maybe Mandy does something, dressed up as Sister Abigail.
Mandy dressed up as Sister Abigail. Oh my god. That's on the level of people thinking Liv Morgan was Sister Abigail. Like, why? What?
I'll be honest, I thought Liv Morgan was Sister Abigail.
Why would anyone have to think that?
Well, because she was being repackaged. We all heard it. Was
like, it made no sense.
Like, have you seen Suicide Squad? I was expecting something like Enchantress from Suicide Squad.
I mean, I wasn't expecting Liv Morgan to be repackaged as Lana's lesbian lover. But
who would have expected that?
Sister Abigail should not be physical. She should never show up ever.
She's just an entity.
Yeah, because that's the mystique of it all.
Before we go to the main event, I need to come up with a segment. I'm just going to go Simon's Weekly Roundup for now.
Yeah, that's the one.
Come on.
Right, 205 was good this week because we had Mansoor defeat.
He won as well. I saw him on 205, but I didn't know if I just presumed he lost.
No, Mansoor's great. He's got a really nice moveset. And he hit a move that I've never seen before, and I can't remember what it was, but it was really nice. And then in the main event, Santos Escobar pinned Oney Lorcan in another really nice match. 205 Live, well worth watching for Mansoor and Santos Escobar.
Shout out Mansoor.
Yeah. And main event. Hang on, my webpage is loading. Here we go. So we had in a match that looks slightly odd considering this week's Raw, Bianca Belair defeated Ruby Riott.
Okay.
And in the main event, we had I love this match. I love this match so much. Austin Theory and Murphy defeated Cedric Alexander and Ricochet.
Oh, that sounds like a good match.
It was so good. And the finish, not even the finish, but Murphy hit like a running knee on Cedric Alexander. And I swear to you, it is the best knee V-trigger anything I have ever seen.
Have you seen people saying Murphy's V-trigger is better than, what's it called? Than Kenny's?
It is. They cut to a slow-mo, and the way it connects with Cedric Alexander, and the sound sounds like a gunshot. Oh, I popped so much. And the rest of the match is really good. I love Austin Theory, but Murphy's knee is must-watch TV.
Murphy's great.
That's all I can say.
Like, it's annoying. Not annoying, but he is one of the reasons I tune into Raw. Ever since that stint at 205 Live, where him and Ali were tearing it up, them two have caught my attention so much. Like, I'm sad to see that Ali isn't on TV because he's a guy that I want to tune in to and watch.
Ali's on Raw now, isn't he? He's been moved.
Yeah, he's been moved. So it ruled out all chance of him being hacker. Benbo did say, wait, maybe Mandy dressed up as Sister Abigail and distracts Bray, and then Otis cashes in on Braun.
No.
I mean, I like the intensity. If that happens, I will I'm trying to think of something.
Sister Abigail should just not be real.
In the next podcast, I'll dress up as Sister Abigail. If Mandy shows up as Sister Abigail, I'm that confident.
How do we? Yeah. No.
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 Right,
Just,
but what
just watch main event instead.
Speaking of mains, we'll move on. Now, I've got a tough one for you this week. I've got a very tough one.
Oh, okay.
I want you to name me. No, please don't. No, please tell me this history thing. Oh, I don't think there is. Hold up. Give me 2
You're gonna
seconds.
do 24/7.
I am doing 24/7. Champions. Oh, I've got it. Right. Now, what do we do? Do you? I'm just trying to decide. Actually, instead of doing in order, just because it's very
hang on,
hard.
Quickly, Benbo says he thinks Ali's been moved back to SmackDown.
Have a look.
I'm not sure where that's come from.
WWE. I'll go on the WWE roster page now. Superstars. Current SmackDown. I can just search, can't I? Ali. Oh, he's got his name back. I know that.
Yeah, he's Mustafa now, isn't
He's on SmackDown. Yeah.
he? Yeah, has he gone back?
Yeah, he's gone back and he's got his first name.
Oh, okay. I mean, I think he's far better suited to SmackDown, but it'd just be nice if he was on TV.
Okay.
But yeah, sorry, 24/7 title.
Instead of asking you to name like the consecutive reigns, just because there is a lot of hot shotting, especially when you get to January the 9th, from January the 17th to January the 19th, there are 6 different title changes. So instead, can you name me, how many can you name me of the current 24/7 champion holders?
How many? Who's held it?
Yeah, can you like name the wrestlers or non-wrestlers?
Oh yeah.
Go on, how many can you name? Okay. Yep.
Mojo Rawley.
Yep.
Riddick Moss.
Yep.
Rob Gronkowski.
Yep, that's the top 4.
Gerald Briscoe.
Yep.
Kelly.
Yep.
Pat Patterson.
Yep.
Drake Maverick.
Yep.
That guy from Fox Sports.
I'm gonna need a name.
I cannot give you a name. He beat Drake Maverick.
I'm trying to find him. If this is him, no, that's a NASCAR driver. I'm not gonna give you it. I can't see him on here. I can't see him.
He beat Drake Maverick.
Oh wait, I found him. Yeah, I'm giving you. It's Michael. I'm guessing it's Michael Giacchio.
Yes. Akira Tozawa.
Yep.
How many more?
9. So you've got 9. There are overall left. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 25 left.
Oh my god. EC3.
Yep. You've hit 10. Correct.
Cedric Alexander.
Yep. You're on 11. Just think mid-carders.
Think mid-carders. I don't even know where to begin. I'm trying to think who was running round. Tamina
is one.
Yeah.
You're on 12. It's a good. I'll give you 12. It's a respectable one.
Oh no. I'm struggling now, mate. Someone must have won it at like a big show or like in a Royal Rumble or something. Rick Moss, Tina.
I love you immediately thought Tino Sabatelli.
Tino Sabatelli.
He must have. No.
No.
Give up.
Yeah, I got about half.
So the ones you missed out: Samir Singh.
Oh, of course.
Elias.
Both things won it.
Yeah, both things. Elias and Carmella.
Oh yeah. Carmella.
Maria Kanellis.
Mike Kanellis won it by pinning Maria at the
OBGYN or whatever, yeah. Mike Kanellis, Jinder, Alundra Blaze. So you got to think at was it WrestleMania? What show it? Where there were a bunch of legends there.
Oh, Ted DiBiase.
Yeah, so you have Bo, Candice Michelle, Cedric.
Bo Dallas.
Yeah.
I was going to say Bo Dallas, and I couldn't remember it.
Aeneas Cantor, that basketball.
The big, huge basketball player.
Briscoe, Mayor Glenn Jacobs.
Oh, of course.
The winner of the NFL stadium, or the NFL pitch.
He won that on the first night of Freshers. I was in Leeds watching
that. Heath Slater. Keller. I don't know when Heath Slater won. Unfortunately, they don't say when. Kyle Busch, who is a NASCAR driver. Marshmello, the DJ.
Oh yeah, Marshmello. Who could forget that classic title reign?
Mike Rome.
Mike Rome. I knew a backstage.
9 seconds. Robert Roode. Rob Stone is the Fox Sports commentator. So I saw Rob Stone.
Rob Stone.
Well, when I say, I just presumed it was Robert Stone, but no. So I'm guessing whoever Michael. Hold up, I found out who
Michael Naka.
Oh, there we go. Michael Jack. That's Giacchino. Anyway, whoever it is, Jack. He's won it. Giacchino.
I should have got Meg Glenn Jacobs that one.
Yeah. And the other ones you missed out on, Bridge coming in second, Bembo, Santa Claus, the $1 Million Man, the Revival, and Titus O'Neil.
Yeah. Yeah, I said Ted DiBiase afterwards after I'd given up. Yeah, because he bought it off
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Andres was going to drop it in the bin, but he bought it.
What a...
R-Truth is one of the There was a Brock match that was being scrapped for SummerSlam. Yeah. They said it was not worth paying the money to bring him in for no crowds. Which is probably fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm still surprised Brock Lesnar's a draw in this day and age, but...
He is, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's no big loss if he isn't there.
No. What's God? Well, that's been the Wrestling Corner. Next week we'll have our Extreme Rules review, and I can't wait.
The horror show at Extreme Rules.
So I've been trying to sort my sleep schedule out and not go to bed as late, but I'm genuinely going to stay up to watch this because
you're insane.
I don't want to spoil unless I go to sleep midnight, so I'm not awake when it's on. I'll be fine, but I can't wait. It's going to be I
don't sleep even before kickoff show.
You go to sleep before the kickoff show?
Yeah.
Oh, you psychopath. But yeah, that'll be fun. You've got Five the Fallen as well. NXT haven't announced anything. You've got Slammiversary. I mean, we've got to talk about that. You're going to have someone debut, a guaranteed new debut. Well, not a debut, but someone returning. He's more like looking like EC3.
Former world champion. EC3, Eric Young, or Bully Ray.
Yeah, and he's hinting more to EC3 with the music teasers.
Yeah.
You've got teasers for Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows showing up. Who else have you got? Oh, I can't remember.
Miro, Heath, Mike Kanellis. Anyone
that got released. I did see a leak that apparently WWE are looking to re-sign a couple more of the April people again. I mean, that's a leak that goes around quite often, but
yeah, I mean, who would it be?
I don't know. I think it was people who probably
maybe Curtis Axel.
I was thinking, wait, Curtis Axel got fired?
Yeah, Curtis Axel got released 2 months ago.
I didn't realise he got released. I thought him and Bo just hadn't been on TV.
Oh, no, Bo's not been on TV since Crown Jewel, but Curtis Axel got released.
I didn't even... That's a mental one.
But he got released about 2 weeks after the rest, so he's no compete in time for Slammiversary. That's why he's not been rumoured.
For me, he's one of the most unfortunate, guys. He's the kid of Mr. Perfect, yet he got reduced to so little.
Yeah, as a wrestler, I was never really bothered, but he has got elite level theme music.
What was Kurt?
And I bet most people couldn't even name it if they tried.
Curtis Axel's theme music. Right, let me try. What's it called? That? Oh, is that? No, I can only remember when he won the Intercontinental. Do you know when he was managed? He was managed by pissing Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman. He was a Paul Heyman guy. Yeah, whilst you do that, Benbow says Vanessa Vaughn got called up to the main roster in January. Yeah, we were just talking about this. I said March.
Jesus, that's
her contract was up, and in the same situation, and in the same way that Riddick Moss got called up.
Just brought him.
Yeah, just randomly, just drafted in.
It's mental. She's got Dijakovic, who was being drafted, but he's...
Yeah, you've got Dijakovic, Bourne, Chelsea Green, and Riddick Moss are all in limbo.
Because they split up Robert Stone and Chelsea Green, but yet Chelsea Green didn't do it.
Riddle me this one. Where's Brendan Vink?
Brendan Vink. Yeah, Shane Thorne's on TV. Brendan Vink's been on Twitter and everything though, and like he doesn't seem injured.
Yeah, Shane Thorne's on main event quite regularly, but Vink nowhere to be seen.
Mental. I just love the no explanation for it. Like, who? I don't know who you're talking about. It's typical WWE. But it has been the Wrestling Corner 23. If you haven't heard of us, we are the Sports Corner YouTube channel. You've seen it throughout the entire podcast, but on the bottom, we've got this. So obviously, we've got me and Simon on Tuesdays with the Wrestling Corner. We talk about all things wrestling, AEW, NXT, WWE shows. We've got some. It's going to be a great show next week. Really is. I'm very looking forward to that. On Wednesdays, we do have the Top Corner Football podcast, where it's all things football. It's going to be our final 2 weeks for a while, so we're going to have a bit of a break until the football returns. I mean, I think we're only going to have a 2 week break before football returns, so we're not going to be out long. On Thursday or Friday, and at time unknown, it's a very mix and match one, because one of the guys is working, but we've got the NFL corner. NFL slowly resuming back, so we'll be getting that soon. What else to promote? Twitch.tv/the Sports Corner. Josh has just slaved away for a good month doing a virtual Euro tournament, and he's doing some more, so we're going to be getting a virtual Champions League tournament. So he's going to wait until all the leagues finish, and then he's going to do a virtual Champions League with all the updated teams. So you may not be getting, like, Manchester United might be in the Champions League. We'll have to wait and see. With the virtual Euros, the Wrestling Corner did not have a great showing. Czech Republic went out in the group stages, and England went out in the first round of the knockouts. So it wasn't good from us. What else is there? This weekend, I'm back for the F1 watch-alongs. So past 2 weekends, I've done watch-alongs for the F1, for the Austrian Grand Prix. I'm back again for the Hungarian Grand Prix. But very fun, different track, new day, very good. Got anything else to promote, Simon? Any articles?
No, nothing.
Nothing.
No, village cricket is back up and running this Saturday, so that's what
What's village cricket? As in, like, just local cricket?
Yeah.
I didn't take you for a cricket fan, Simon.
Not well playing, but yeah.
Well, you play cricket.
Yeah.
What, you better at bowling or hitting?
Bowling.
As you can tell, I'm not a very cricket wise man when I've called it. It's hitting. But tune in next week when we find out if Simon wins, or the week after, whenever.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we've got Keith Lee at home.
Oh, Keith Lee! Oh, it's a tough game.
Keith Lee's always tough.
We know they've got great home form. But if you tune into the Wrestling Corner next week, episode 24, we'll have Extreme Rules, Slammiversary, Fight for the Fallen, and do Simon's cricket team win? We'll find out. Thank you very much for joining me, Simon.
Yeah, it's been good.
And thank you very much, and thank you, Bemba, and peace.